One Piece chapter 1106, it is titled On Your Side. We are continuing with Egghead. The last time that we left off, Saturn and Kizaru, they are getting active, and a mysterious group, they arrived on Egghead. Now I will say, within the community, a lot of people have called this chapter peak one of the best chapters in One Piece. Not gonna lie to you guys, I kind of disagree. I just think it's an okay chapter in my opinion, and I plan on doing a video talking about why sometime later this week. A lot happened in this chapter. Luffy, he's back. Vegapunk, he got stabbed, and the individuals that arrived at the end of chapter 1105, they were finally revealed. I'm not going to talk about that until later in this video, but if you guys enjoy regular anime content, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a new video. With that, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's get into chapter 1106's breakdown. Luffy, he is back in action. He's finally digested all the food that he originally ate, where different Marines are mentioning, hey, is this guy human? I mean, we've seen Luffy chow down on food plenty of times. It never gets old. It's always funny. Anytime that he eats, gets fat and digested instantly. I think one instance that reminds me similar to this was Impel Down. After he got healed, he ate all that food, and the prisoners, they were mentioning, hey, is he not human? Similar to this scene. He transformed back into Gear 5th, which honestly, you could say it's kind of crazy when you think about it, because Egghead, this arc has been going on for around 45 to 50 chapters, and I'd say maybe about 12 or 15 of them, and it honestly might be more. The Straw Hats, specifically Luffy, they weren't either fighting or they weren't involved as well. This would be Luffy's third time this arc using Gear 5th. He used it against Lucci, against Kizaru, and this time, well, I'm not entirely sure who he's going to use it against. I mean, he fought Kizaru a little bit in this chapter, but it very well could be for Saturn. In the last chapter, Saturn, he ordered for the Pacifista to shoot down Bonney and her group, where Vegapunk, he then connects to Atlas and informs them to tell Bonney something really quickly, and then Bonney, she shouts to the Pacifista, don't shoot us daddy, help us escape this island. The Pacifista, they obey her orders and start turning on the world government, and this is because Vegapunk, he did not want Bonney to be killed by Kuma, and vice versa, he didn't want Kuma to kill his own daughter. So Vegapunk, he selfishly made it so that the Pacifista, that they would prioritize Bonney, her orders above all. I don't remember exactly the chapter, but it was revealed the hierarchy of the Pacifistas. It was the 5 elders, then Vegapunk and his satellites, and then it was Sendamaru, and then anyone with the authority chip, and now Bonney, she's even above the 5 elders. Depending on Bonnie's role for the final war, this is huge because she has access and control over some of the most dangerous weapons that the world government has. For example, in the final war, if Bonney is there, she could essentially say, hey, Pacifista, go and attack the Navy. I understand that the world government, they are now trying to use the Seraphim. Those are the kid version of the warlords who have Lunarian DNA. They're strong. I get it, but let's not act like the Pacifista, that they're useless and they're not capable of doing anything, because they've showcased in this arc alone what they're able to do. This is an interjection for me in the future as I'm editing this video. I wanted to mention there is a possibility that Esper could also be under Bonnie's control, as Vegapunk mentioned that all Kuma be on her side. So whether or not the Esper Seraphim's on her side, we don't know just yet, but I wanted to mention it still is a possibility. The reason why I'm not sure if Bonney will participate in the final war is because we don't know what she's going to do after Egghead. The whole reason why she became a pirate was because she wanted to reunite with her father. She wanted to find Nika, and well, she did that. So it's up in the air what she's going to do. I guess I should also mention that Vegapunk, he was stabbed by Saturn because of his betrayal, and well, I'm not really sad by it because, well, what did you guys expect? There's not really much to say about it. Kizaru, he attacked Bonnie's group. It kinda appears that Sanji took some damage from this attack, but then later in the chapter, he looks perfectly fine. So I'm really not sure if he got hit or not. I do know that different people in the community, they're going crazy. At least I seen it on Twitter about Sanji potentially being attacked here, and I'm not really sure why, because looking at it, well, Kizaru, he's strong. I think people need to remember, hello, he's an admiral. And yeah, Sanji, he has his German awakening and exoskeleton, but that doesn't necessarily make him invincible. He's not immune to all attacks and can certainly still take damage. As Kizaru is about to attack and split Bonney and Kuma in two, Luffy, he comes out of nowhere and he decks Kizaru, sends him flying into some rubble. I will say I love the different instances in One Piece whenever somebody comes out of nowhere and arrives on the battlefield in the nick of time. I feel like, yes, I understand that One Piece, at least in my opinion, their fights aren't the best in anime. I think they're pretty decent, but I don't think anybody makes an introduction as impactful as One Piece does. Now that Luffy's in gear 5th again, the ancient robot has woken up again. Chances are the only way that it's able to move is to the drums of liberation. I think that this is probably the best part of the chapter. Bonney, she finally is able to see Sun God Nika. She puts 2 and 2 together that Luffy is Nika, and it kind of appears like Kuma's looking at him too. I'm not entirely sure. The panel, it's a little bit weird. If he is, I love it because both Bonney and Kuma, they are finally able to see Nika. We know how much Kuma looked up to him and how much he saw him as a role model. And I also want to mention that because of this, Bonney witnessing Nika is more than just a legend. That means that her distorted future will have even more possibilities and be even stronger. The chapter ends by showcasing who are the individuals that arrived at Egghead. That will be the 2 giants from Little Garden, Dory and Brogy. Hey, I was close. I said it was going to be hydrogen, and well, I just got the wrong giants. The reason they are here is to pick up Luffy, aka the Sun God. I love the dialogue between Dory and Brogy when the question was asked, why are these 2 giants here? Because Dory, he said something along the lines of, when all that happens in this world is inevitable. It kind of reminds me of what Dragon said in chapter 100 about Luffy talking about that these things cannot be stopped. I also don't think people realize how these 2 giants being here is such a big deal, because these 2, they're captains of the giant pirates who terrorized the world 100 years ago. So them being here, oh, it's a problem. We know why they're here, it's to pick up Luffy, but we don't know what the reason behind why they're here. I came up with 3 reasons and 2 of them are kind of connected. Number 1, we know that these giants, that they have a connection to Luffy. They are friends who met at Little Garden, and if you put the 2 chapters together, 116, which is the chapter we are introduced to Dory and Brogy, and 1106, the titles combine to say giants on your side. There's been several giants that have been introduced in this series that are affiliated with the Straw Hats, and when you kind of think about it, it's crazy that each and every Buster Call that we've seen, there's been a giant some way involved. Saul, Oimo, Kashi, and now Dory and Brogy. As I mentioned, reasons 1 and 2, they are kind of connected, and the second one being the Sun God and how the giants, they have a connection to it, especially in Elbaf. So the fact that they're helping Luffy, who is the Sun God, it's probably like an icing on the cake for them. Reason number 3 being Shanks. We know in chapter 1079, Dory and Brogy, they are Shanks' allies. They assisted with destroying Kid's ship. Could Shanks have sent these 2 here to bring Luffy back to Elbaf and then finally meet? I'm not sure. Shanks, he was hinting at the red-haired pirates that they were leaving Elbaf, so only time will tell. Unfortunately, there is a break next week, so that means no chapter review and no breakdown. However, there will still be One Piece content that's posted, so make sure you guys look out for that. Let me know how you guys feel about this chapter in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never saw a new video from me. Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.